Hey folks, Prepper Princess, isn't it funny how sometimes the simplest things are just like almost sort of like revelations in your life of making things more streamlined? Let's get to it. Hey folks, Prepper Princess, I just wanted to show you this really nerdy example of, I'm sure you guys are just like, well, duh, you should have done that forever ago. So when I make my coffee, I need a half cup of soy milk. Well, my stupid butt was using the measuring cup every single time. And then the measuring cup has to come over here, get washed, dried, cleaned, and then I sit it there to dry. And all I did was pour it into my blender. And this is just my NutriBullet top. Well, I went ahead and got smart, and I just took a black marker and filled where it meets a half cup. So now I have one less dish to wash every single day, 3 to 4 times per day, because I drink a lot of coffee and a lot of mixed coffee. Well, that seems kind of silly, but it's something that I just figured out. I'm a little bit of a slow learner. Another thing was when I was getting this kitchen installed, they were talking about bringing wires up through and down here so I could have a light over my sink. And they were like, that's going to be about an extra $700. And I was like, $700 for a light? So what I did is I just took one of those El Cheapo $4 Walmart strips, put it on there, stuck a solar battery in there, a rechargeable battery, and now I have light above my sink for about, I don't know, $7 instead of $700. But isn't it funny how things in our life just seem to get so overcomplicated and we never look for the simplest solution? Now, folks, I am not a minimalist by any means. I am, however, a simplerist. I am a streamlinist. I am a eco-conscious, semi-hippie, be as efficient as possibleness, an efficiency expert. So how many of us get so stressed out from day to day? You know, you go to work, you've got an 8, 10, 12-hour day. Then you got to pick up your kids from, well, the schools aren't open, but you got to take your kid to some sort of practice or lesson. Then you got to come home and cook a 5-course meal. And sometimes the simplest solution is the resolution to your problem. That's how you resolve your issues. Now, you guys are going to think that I'm crazy for this one. I got rid of 80% of my freeze-dried food collection. And I do call it a collection. The reason I did that, and don't worry, I still have a year's supply of food. A year's supply of food, and two if I ration it. But that's plenty for me and Rocky. And the thing is that when I had, way back in the day, when I originally started prepping in California, I was doing it for 8 people. Me, Molly, my brother, his girlfriend, and their 4 kids. 8 people. Now that I live so far away, I don't have to prep for them. And the funny thing is that I have really no way of getting them to them or for them to get to me if anything did ever happen. And when I moved here, the majority of my 24 or 26 foot U-Haul moving truck was all freeze-dried food. They took up the most boxes and the most space. So I still have some freeze-dried food on the bottom, but as you can see, all of the other shelves, all 5 other shelves have been replaced with other product. And these are products that I already had, so I didn't have to spend any money. But I do still have a year's supply of food, but it's not so much freeze-dried. There's freeze-dried on the bottom. The second shelf is backpacking stuff, which I do use when I go backpacking and camping. And then I've got some canned goods and stuff like that. But that freeze-dried food was causing me a lot of stress. Not only in the way that I have to store it, I had to transport it, which cost a lot of money. But I also have to look at it. And every time you look at it, it subconsciously sparks, okay, what if SHTF happens? you know, I need to freak out and I need to think about this. So that's all I was thinking about all the time. Every time I walked by that pantry or shelving, I don't even know if it's really considered a pantry, but every time I walked past that shelving, it gave me stress. And then I would stress for an hour or two, and I needed to alleviate the problem. And the simplest solution was simply getting rid of the product that was causing me the stress. But, you know, it doesn't just go with freeze-dried food and a light bulb and drawing a marker on your blender. There are so many processes that we can do to simplify our lives. If your electricity bill's too high, what is the simplest solution? It's not to go out and purchase $25,000 worth of solar so that you can continue to live the luxurious life and waste electricity the way that you always do. The simplest solution is to reduce your consumption of electricity. When you have less money coming in than you do going out, there are very simple solutions. You've got two options. You've got either make more money or spend less money. The easiest of the two options is to spend less money. And most of us don't really know where to start, but it is the simplest solution. It's the easiest way to do things. If it's causing you stress, if your debt is causing you stress, it's time to get rid of that debt. And by getting rid of that debt, it's just time to learn how to save money, folks. It's really not that hard. First thing you can do is turn off the lights in rooms that you are not using, such as the room behind me. Technically the dining room, which is the same room as the kitchen, pretty much. I actually had a subscriber come over and he said my house was very, very much smaller than it looked on camera. And I don't really watch my own videos, but it is, I guess, smaller in person than it looks on camera. So whatever you're seeing, I'm trying to determine if the depth is the same. Sorry, I just had to have a little bit of fun there. But if you are stressed by clutter, get rid of the clutter. If you are it's the simplest solution. If you are stressed with the cost of certain products, the simplest solution is to either stop using that product or find an alternative. I just want to... That dog is driving me nuts. He keeps pushing over his dog bowl just to be annoying. He's just annoying me. He eats his food and then he pushes over the dog bowl. And then he comes back. And he stands right there. And he stands right there. But anyway, folks, so don't try to overcomplicate your life. Try to simplify your life. There is so much stress relief coming off of your shoulders when you really do learn how to simplify things and come to the easiest resolution for whatever problem you have. I hope that this has been helpful. Do what you can with what you've got. Prepper Princess out. He's been staring at me for about a minute and a half. Oh, you want to play? Oh. Get you. Get you. You get it. Oh. Yeah, you won't bite me, but you'll try and bite me this way. Here, bite. You don't want to bite me? Okay, let's do it. We all know that YouTubers are just here for you. They don't care about me. They don't care about my money-saving stuff. Do they? You just want to see you bite me. You're not even going to bite me. You little booger. Oh, now you'll bite me. Now you'll bite me. Cutie.